Hi, this is Scott with Sapele and Hyde. I want to take a minute or two to talk about options. And options might not be the right word because at the end of the day, we're a custom furniture business. So we'll build it the way you want it, and we'll provide guidance and direction on the suitability of materials. So, for example, woods have to be strong enough to last you forever because we want to build something that'll last you a long time. But ultimately, I've assembled some leathers and some woods that I use pretty frequently, and I'll talk a little bit about each. When I first started, I was building everything out of hickory. Hickory is an excellent wood to work with. It's easy to work, it's very strong, and very suitable for our purpose of building a chair. You'll get a little bit of dark, mostly light tones, or you might have mostly dark with a little bit of light tones. Sapele is also a very great wood to work with, very easy to work with. This particular piece of sapele is just finished natural. Oftentimes I'll put a little bit of dark stain. This particular chair is sapele, but I've used a little bit of a dark stain to darken it up and to kind of highlight some of what they call ribbon in here. You get a little bit more darks and lights, but ultimately sapele, a lot of it will be kind of plain like this unless we highlight the grain. Let me jump over here because I've probably here lately built more chairs out of zebra wood than anything else. I love to work with zebra wood, not because it's easy to work. In fact, it's very hard to work. It's got a lot of interlocking fibers. It's prone to tear out. It takes a lot of time to apply finish, to sand all the imperfections down and give you a nice smooth finish. But when you're done, it's a beautiful wood with a lot of character. Really love building chairs on zebra wood. This particular wood is kind of new to me. It's wenge. I've built a few frames out of this, and I was looking for something that had the character of zebra wood, but darker tones. And you can see you have very dark, kind of dark chocolatey tones here and some caramel tones, but with similar character to the zebra wood. I just think it's beautiful and makes a beautiful chair. Very dense, very hard wood, but also very hard to work with. Lots of time in sanding and applying multiple coats of finish to get it to look just perfect and feel just perfect. But again, this is not a selection. This is just woods that I use pretty frequently. I've built chairs out of oak. I've built chairs out of pecan. At the end of the day, as long as the wood is strong enough to meet the purpose of holding you up, we can use other woods. So anxious to hear about what your interest might be. Now, when it comes to leather, again, this is a selection of leathers that I've used quite a bit. This top leather is a real soft, pretty leather with kind of a pebble grain finish. But this leather isn't strong enough to hold you up. So if I put a cushion on this and you want the arms and back to match, I have to bond it with something like this. This is a bridal leather. So I will bond these two leathers together to get the appearance that you want, but the strength that you need. I've done similar things with blue. Actually, this combination of blue bridal and blue oil tan is close enough that I just put the oil tan hide on the cushions and do all the structural stuff with the blue bridal leather, and it looks pretty good together. Similar thing with this is, I don't want to call it a brown. It's got a hint of olive in it, but I've built some chairs out of that, and they're beautiful. I've used a lot of this leather. This is Latigo from a tannery in Middle Tennessee owned by the Rawlings Company, Rawlings Baseball. But I do a lot with this. I can get this leather in any thickness from 2 or 3 ounce to about 10 ounce or 8 ounce. So I can use the same leather, same color on the cushion and the structural pieces. By that I mean the back and the arms and that sort of thing. This is a dark brown. The tannery I get this from calls that Havana brown. I use a lot of that. I just I just love it. It's beautiful. And I've got some different examples of, black latigo and black bridal leather. Uh, Difference between latigo and bridal leather. Latigo's, made to be very soft and supple. Bridal leather is made to be, resistant to staining and spills and that sort of thing. I mean, because it is actually used in the construction of bridles and saddles and that sort of thing. This particular leather is packed full of oils and waxes to give it that the look and feel of leather, but the resistance that you want, and something that you're putting on a horse or putting in a living room that you want to last forever. But that's a quick walkthrough of a lot of the leathers I use regularly. But ultimately, if you want something different, let's talk about what you're looking for, the colors you're trying to capture. And I can oftentimes find it. If I can't, I do have some vendors that I work with that I can send them a piece of fabric or send them a color chip, and they can actually create a custom leather of the color that you might be looking for. But that's like I said, options is probably not the right word. That's a quick tour of a lot of the materials that I've used in the past, and I hope you find that useful. I'm looking forward to working with you on your custom piece to meet your desires, to meet the look and feel that you're trying to go for to fit into your home. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.